Hello and welcome to the reset. This is your week one reset video to get you started. So a little bit of an introduction. This is the reset. This is all about nourishing, strengthening, and energizing your mind and your body. It's an evidence-based, compassionate approach to your nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle. My name is Kirsty Alston. I am a nutrition and behavior coach. It's not just about the black and white nutrition, it's about all the behavior management strategies that go with it. And I'm a personal trainer. My business is Infinite Balance, all about getting the balance for your physical, emotional, nutritional well-being. And thank you for having me along as part of your journey. It's a privilege. Okay, this is a 6-week online course. It doesn't mean you have to stop after 6 weeks. There are plenty of other options after the 6 weeks, but this is a 6-week reset course to get you going. First couple of weeks will be optimizing your lifestyle, food planning, and exercise routine. The middle 2 weeks, we will be looking at our knowledge of energy balance and developing, embedding that knowledge, trying things out, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and I will be with you along the way to ensure this all helps you and your health to reach those goals that you have set for your reset. And then the final 2 weeks, we will be increasing our knowledge and understanding of the behaviours, the barriers, and the habits that we need to develop to overcome the barriers and reach the goals that we want to be. So this is a 6-week course. It doesn't mean that in 6 weeks we are going to get that goal, but in 6 weeks we'll be developing sustainable habits, which means that they will stay with us. So in less than 45 days, you'll have a balanced lifestyle with movement, strength, downtime, and healthy balanced meals. So as long as you follow the process, as long as you put the work in and you work with me, you will get there. It is a supportive program. You don't have to do this all on your own. It is all through our training app. So there's all the options to send me a message, and I always respond within 24 hours. And if I don't, give me a nudge. But I am here. I am your supporter, your cheerleader, for you to stand things off, to get some ideas, and I will support you in every way I can. So with this program, as you're listening now, you can listen to it anytime, anywhere with these videos. It might be you want to sit down and listen on a walk, listen when you're emptying the dishwasher, listening when you're in the bath, who knows? But listen, take it on board, and you can always come back and listen again and again as needed. So how this is going to work. So every week you're going to get a new course, which is going to include 60 to 90 minutes of reset video training like this one here. It might be in one lot, it might be in 2 lots. It depends what is happening that week. Every week you'll have an implementation task. So I'll be giving you a task for you to go ahead and do, which is where you're going to get the results for that reset. If you have any issues with that task, always please let me know, because I am here to support you. You don't have to do this on your own. Every week there'll be a group reset coaching call. So this might be on a Sunday night at 8. That is usually the time. It might be another time. It might be it might be I'm not here on a Sunday 8, so you have to do it on time. I will record these calls so you can access them if you are not there. And every week through the training app, you'll have strengthening and cardio workouts. And we're going to talk about that in a bit through this. And there'll be downloadable and online resources and recipes. And with that, on our website, infinitebalance.co.uk, there is a members area. So www.infinitebalance.co.uk. Go to the members area, password is SMILE, and there you will see some different recipes, you'll see some workouts, some well-being videos, etc., etc. Okay, well, why the reset? What have people said? So this is a quick snapshot. This lady here was really struggling with her food prep, and she was snacking a lot. She didn't really have her cooking together, and she put a massive effort into planning her food. And that meant that she had cooking in the fridge, in the freezer. She always had things she could quickly grab. And she lost weight because she was making the choices, and she was much more knowledgeable of her energy balance. Another lady got into a routine of eating 3 balanced meals a day. Before, she was just snatching bits of food and eating a lot of sugar. So she increased her exercise a lot. So is now walking 8,000 plus. I mean, this person here is a lot of the time on average, I imagine it's more 10,000 now. And she's regularly exercising, really decent workouts 2 or 3 times a week, and she's feeling great, and she's fitting in clothes that have just been lying in her wardrobe for years, so they're glad she didn't get rid of them. And third and lastly, this person here wanted to make more time for herself, and she again about the planning food and exercise. And for this person here, it was about getting the non-negotiables absolutely nailed, of having 2 litres of water, her steps, her fruit and veg, and ultimately she's got more energy, less cravings, and her clothes fit better. So they are just 3 people that have gone through this course. We've had a lot of people go through this course, hundreds of people go through this course, but this course for now is all about you and what you want to achieve. So over to you. So let's go. So week 1, this is going to be what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on optimizing your lifestyle, food planning, and exercise. So it helps you to reach the goals. Now, please note, I haven't actually said to you yet, oh, what's your goals? Because we're going to start to think through this. As we start to look at what a lifestyle, food planning, and exercise looks like, then we'll start to think about our goals and what we want to achieve. So we're going to create some guidelines, and it's going to be 3 steps. The first thing we're going to look at is calories, the calorie intake. The next thing we're going to look at is a daily movement of steps. And then the third one is exercise. They're going to be our 3 areas for this week, which I will talk through in this presentation. And your weekly implementation task will include these. Okay. So first of all, calories. So calories is all about a food intake. We're thinking about a food intake here. We're not thinking about the energy balance as such with the energy output. We're just thinking about the intake. We're putting it back and really going to come back to the basics. Now, some people with the calories will be on a deficit. So you'll want to have less calories than you're outputting, so it'll be weight loss. Some people might want to have maintenance, not really fussed about weight loss, just want to get more knowledge about your calories. Some people will want a calorie surplus to put on weight. But for whatever reason it is, all this information I'm going to be going through now is going to be worthwhile for you, because it is so good and worthwhile for us to understand the energy that we're taking into our body. So first things first, with the calories, we need to know the value. You don't have to use a tracking app, but if you're going to use a tracking app, MyFitnessPal links to the training app. So that's quite a useful one to have, because it will show up on your dashboard, or NutriCheck is also a good app to use. You can also use the labels on foods. You can write down your food that you're eating and then tally it up. But the easiest way to do it is to use the tracking app, because it is instant and straight away you know what it is, and it is simple. So when we're thinking about how many calories should we have a day, we want to have a range. So we don't want to say, I need to have 1,400 calories a day, because that's really hard to maintain. Whereas if you said, okay, right, I need to have between 1,300 and 1,600 calories a day to start with, then that is going to help you. Now, I can help you with your calorie targets. So we can chat through that. So if you need some help with your calorie target, that is a question to ask me and say, I need some help, Kirsty, with my calorie target, and we can work that out. And we can work out the range that is working for you. So with the calories, you're not expected to have the same amount Monday to Sunday, because more than likely you'll have some days that you'll have more calories naturally than other days. There might be a meal out. It might be you're quite sedentary one day, so you don't need as much. It might be you're busier. It might be social events. We want to work around that, because we want to be able to live. This is not about restriction. It's all about working what we can have more of. Okay, and with our calories, we want to work out what we can have more of and enjoy our food. Okay, so thinking about what we can have more of, moving on, thinking about tracking again. If you are tracking using an app, or writing it down, it really does help our understanding of portion sizes, because 40 grams of porridge oats is very different to 120 grams of porridge oats. And if you're starting to understand the calorific value of food by looking at the portions, you can look at the recommended portion sizes on the sides of the food and the food on the side of food boxes or jars. You're starting to educate yourself about the portion sizes recommended. You won't need to do it again and again. You will know what a bowl of 40 grams of porridge oats looks like. It's not that much. Okay. So we're educate, 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 so we can empower our mind and we can get the results. So, and when we're educated, we're more than likely going to start adhering. So if we know that a big, massive dairy milk bar is, for example, 750 calories, that is going to help us. If we know we've got 1,500 calories for that day, you know, or the range 1,400, 1,700, it might help us to adhere to actually what we're doing here with the reset, all about your knowledge. Then moving on for that, we don't want to overcomplicate it. So as we go through the week and we're starting to plan out the food, thinking about our calories, this week, do not think about bringing in 5 new meals. Stick with what you know. Keep it as simple as you can. So for every day this week, you want to plan in 3 meals a day and plan in optional snacks. Quite often you probably won't need those optional snacks, but you might do. So don't overcomplicate it. If you know the calorie balance for 2 different breakfasts, then alternate those 2 different breakfasts or those 2 different lunches. We don't have to have something new every day. This isn't forever. We're just trying to get our mind educated about the number of calories and know how many calories we're having on average a day at the moment. You might feel some hunger. Hunger is okay. We want to feel a sense of hunger before each meal, so we enjoy the meals. So we're planning meals that we're going to enjoy and we feel satisfied from. We will talk more about hunger, managing snacks as we go through. But actually this week, we really want to grind down and go back, what do my calories look like? What is my intake? Why is it on a Friday I'm having 2,000 calories and on a Monday I'm having 1,200 calories? You know, see where those extra calories are coming from. And actually some days you might need more calories. So have a little think about it, and I'm going to run through what you're actually going to do. So this week, what you are going to do, you're going to plan out your food for the week ahead, keeping it as simple as you can. If you need some help, let me know. I have got example food plans that I will add into the resources that you can use. And I have more information on food planning, which I will share with you. But for now, I just want you to write down a basic plan of what you have in the week and then use a tracking app to help you to work out how many calories are there each day. Or you can just use the food labels or just use your knowledge thinking, okay, that seems about right. But honestly, a tracking app is really, really going to help you here. Okay, so plan, track, know what it is, and always do it the night before. Always at least the night before. So if you're going to track, don't track after you've eaten it. Track before, because that's when you're going to get the results. Be truthful to you. Don't hide. I once did a reset, and for some reason, the whole group, no one had actually put on their snaps. Be truthful to you. So write down everything. If you don't want to track using an app, write it all down so you know, and be truthful to you for everything you're having. So you get to understand your calorie balance. It is you that is going to benefit from this. Have structured meals, like I said before. Have 3 meals a day, have optional snacks. It might be your 3 meals, 1 is much smaller, 2 are a bit bigger, but just trying to have that in. If you're doing intermittent fasting and you're not having breakfast, it might be you just have 2 meals a day and 1 larger snack. It might still be 3 meals. Yeah. And then finally, adherence. The more you're looking at your calories, the more likely you're going to start to have more adherence to the goals that you want to set. Okay, so if you've got any questions about calories, about tracking, about planning, then please do let me know. And if you need some extra support with it. Okay. Ooh, this is meant to go there. Okay, so we're going to come on to steps. So calories is the first thing we're looking at this week. The second one is steps. Now, I am really passionate about steps. This is what you want to get in every single day. If you're struggling to get in your steps and you have a bike or a treadmill at home, you could be doing something like that. The bike won't be steps, but it's still movement. So we could always have time. Sometimes it is quite useful to have a treadmill at home, so you can just go and have a little walk. It doesn't mean to be full on, but it is the best thing is to be able to get outside every day and have a bit of a walk. So if you're walking 8,000 steps, so we're saying a minimum of 8,000 steps on average a day, it is going to help to lower the risk of cardiovascular disease, heart failure, strokes, types of cancer, and also reduce the risk of dementia by 50%. It is so good for your health. So I always say to people, if you can do anything, get your steps in. We want to try and get a minimum of 8,000. If currently you are on much less than that, we'll just go steady. So the next thing I'm going to say is know your steps. So you might want to have a pedometer, you might have a smartwatch, you might have a smartphone. We want to start knowing our steps. So another little nugget. If you complete an extra 10,000 steps a day, if you have 10,000 steps a day, it burns about 2,000 to 3,500 extra calories each week. 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. So depending on your weight and the intensity, you could lose a pound a week simply by completing 10,000 steps a day. There you go. That's a little bit of motivation. So this week, take a note of how many steps you do each day. So every day, take a note of how many steps you're going to do, and then we'll work out an average across the week. We want to try and get 8,000 steps across the week. Some days it's going to be harder. Some days it's going to be easier. I meet a lot of people who are like, Kirsty, I'm on 2,000 steps a day. That's fine. As long as we know where we are, then we can start to increase. If you're on 2,000 steps this week, have a go at 3,000 steps a day. Maybe we'll start to look at days that you can go, oh, I can get 6,000 steps in today. Or maybe other days you go, whoa, I've gone for 12,000. We don't want to drastically up the steps. We want to do it step by step, but actually when you're focusing on your steps, you'll find that there is more time to get those steps in. So each day this week, we're going to track our steps, whether or not it is on a smartwatch, your phone, pedometer, etc. If you need help, let me know. And the next one and the final one is exercise. So this is your NHS guidelines. This is what the NHS tells us that we should do as adults over the age of 19. So we should be doing at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity a week, or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity a week. This is going to be your challenge this week. We are going to get as close to this as possible. This number one, okay? The next one, it suggests we spread it exercise over 4 to 5 days a week or every day. That is not always manageable. So we are going to stick with trying to get in 150 minutes of moderate or 75, or as close to it as we can. The third one we can do this week, reduce time spent sitting or lying down and break up long periods of not moving with some activity. That could be as easy as getting up off the chair, walking down the corridor, walking to the kitchen, standing up, turn around, standing up, doing 10 squats. It doesn't need to be exercise. Movement, yeah? So that is a guideline. So now have a little think to yourself, how many minutes of exercise do you do a week currently? If it is 0, that's fine. I wouldn't expect you suddenly to do 150 minutes of moderate intensity. So I can help you with the exercise target. If you're struggling, let me know that maybe we aim for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But by the end of 6 weeks, this is where we want to be. We want to try and be there with the NHS guidelines, because this is for the general population, everyone, to try and get to. Of course, if you have a medical condition, this might not be appropriate for you, but we can work with it. And just chat to me if you need some more help with this. So with your exercise plan in what you can. Start steady so it's sustainable. Like I said, don't suddenly think you have to do 150 minutes now. We can work up, okay? In the app, the Infinite Balance Training app, you're going to be given a fitness program, and there will be strengthening and cardio. You can start the strengthening with tin cans. You can start it with dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you want, but it all needs to feel comfortable. If you are concerned about form, you can always take a video of anything and send it to me, and I will support you. You can do that on the app. You can send me a little video or send me photos. With your weights, you always need to feel that you can perform the exercise correctly, so it is effective. Nothing should be hurting your back. If anything feels it's twinging or not right, message me. Stop and message me. I'm here to support you. You're not alone. With the fitness program, try and plan it in on the days that you know you can do it. Sometimes you have to take a deep breath and not overthink it and just do, but you will feel better afterwards. And fourthly, break up long periods of not moving with some activity, whether or not that is some mobilization, whether or not it's getting off your chair. We want to try and move at least every hour. So if you have a Fitbit, they'll buzz you every hour. The Apple Watch doesn't. It might be you set a little timer or you have a little post-it note somewhere. So we want to move every hour. So the reset is all about nourishing our body. So we're thinking about calories for this week. We are moving, we're getting our exercise, and we will be energizing our body by doing all that. So here you go. Here's this week's tasks. So your calories, you're going to keep a track of what you eat and drink this week using an app or writing it down. Your steps, use a step counter to know how many steps you're doing every day. Don't suddenly feel you have to suddenly do 10,000 if you're doing 2,000. We want to be gradual. This needs to be sustainable. It doesn't want to be a whole new change this week that at the end of this week we're exhausted and we can't do it anymore. This wants to be sustainable. Exercise, you're going to aim for 75 minutes of vigorous. This is aim. For 75 minutes of vigorous, 150 minutes moderate. That is an aim. It doesn't mean do. So if it works for you to do 15 minutes, that's fine. Or 15 minutes of moderate. We have to work with you and what is good for you. But you all know. So what I'd love you to do now is take some time to think about it, make some notes. I'll have some forms that are downloadable to support you as well. I will be doing another chat similar to this later on the week. But if you've got any questions, let me know. So calories, steps, and exercise, that is our focus for this week. Enjoy, good luck, and plan and do. And if you need me, you know where I am. See you later.